It's 12:24 in the afternoon on Wednesday, the 24th of August, 2022. I can never remember where I'm meant to look when I use my phone. All right, let's see if that's right. I have therapy online at 2 o'clock. I'm still very much in my pajamas. Just had breakfast. Not even finished my first coffee. And trying to decide if I am actually going to get dressed or just put a jumper on over my pajamas or stay the way I am for that matter. Because boss woke me up at like 8 o'clock to go to the bathroom because I've been keeping the dog door shut at night time because it's raining and wet and whatnot. And actually the rain just started, so that makes me so happy, as you'll know if you've been following along. I didn't get much of anything done yesterday uni-wise in the end, except that I obviously spoke to my doctor, spoke to uni, walk boss. I did achieve a few things, I'm just blanking on what they were. But yeah, I'm absolutely wrecked, eh? Oh, that's right. So there's a new person moved in next door, and I met him on Sunday when Melanie was here because their water has been all fucked up and they had to turn their water off. So he had this like shopping basket full of empty bottles, and he came to ask if he could fill them all up at my house. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, but can you just use the outside tap because like I'm in the middle of cleaning my house and I don't really want people to come in. And he was fine with that. And then I saw him the following day refilling the bottles, this time not asking. And I was like, I really hope they sort their shit out. Anyway, I was outside yesterday having a cigarette because I'm not sure if I've mentioned that yet, but I bought cigarettes on Sunday. Really, really light ones, but yeah. Anyway, I was having a cigarette and a Smirnoff last night. And he was there and he came and sat down and talked to me, and he ended up sitting outside with me on the front porch for like 2 hours chatting. Now, I knew he was ice high when I met him. That was very apparent to me. As we know, I'm an open book. The only thing I'm not open about is these websites to everybody. The neighbours being obviously one of them. So it wasn't long before he had told me he was on ice. Like I said, I already knew this, but I was waiting for him to say it. And we ended up having a really interesting conversation. Obviously, if it went for like 2 hours. Again, the whole... No, he was different to the other neighbour though, because the other neighbour, when I said I'd quit ice, tried to get me to smoke it, as we know. He was like, yeah, that's really cool. Didn't try asking anything at all like that. He was like, fully get it. I didn't want to let him in. It was just this like instinctive feeling. And he was fine. I realised that I may have fucked up at one point because, as we know, Liv's very trusting, doesn't really matter who they are or what's going on. And I had mentioned that I'm prescribed weed. And I showed him a photo of my vape and he wanted to see it and I wanted to vape. So I went and got the vape, and then I got my weed box, as I call it, which has got all the capsules in there. I've got random people messaging me from uni. And I cleaned everything yesterday. So freshly clean vape. All the capsules are nice and clean. I soaked them for a couple of hours. So I took everything outside and I showed it to him. And he was really nice about it. But I don't know how to explain this, because if you haven't actually been around people who are very high on ice, you might not fully get what I'm going to say. But it was like he became fixated almost, and he had my vape in his hand, and he was sort of playing around, playing, with like older 52-year-old, bigger than me, obviously. Um, and it was like, I sound really judgmental, but it was like he got crazy eyes. It's the only way I can explain it. And to the point where I, at this point, am now saying, hey, are you okay? Like, you've visibly changed. Like, the ear, the whole vibe has changed. And he was like, yeah, I'm good. But he just had this look on his face. And he was being really weird. And I took the vape back and I was like, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to have some. And then he kept mentioning it, like, just in random ways. And he was like, can I hold it again? Can I hold it again? And I was like, you know what? No, you can't. I was like, I need it. I think I'm just going to hold on to it. I'd given him a soft drink, whatnot. Like I said, we talked for like 2 hours. Apparently, it's very obvious I spend all my time alone. I have a tell. He wouldn't tell me what it was. Maybe the fact that I talk really fast. I don't know. Like, he was talking really fast. Like, you know, I'm a fast talker in general, yeah? Anyway, as we were finishing up our conversation, the rain started. And I was like, oh, and he was like, oh, it's getting cold. And I felt bad because I didn't want him to come in my house, but I also didn't want to be rude because, I'm that person. And I said to him, oh, I mean, we can sit inside it if you want to. I said, but, I've got a really big dog. I said, he will jump all over you. I was like, I've just gotten my house nice. And I think hopefully he sort of got it, or he didn't care. He was, and I didn't realize, like, because I said to him, I said, who even lives next door? He goes, oh, I'm not one to gossip. And I'm like, I'm the neighbor. I'm like, you must know that I can see people coming and going and coming and going. I said, it's very confusing. So he updated me on who's back living there. And, he told me his story about how he ended up there and whatnot. And again, not really my story to share. I only share stories that involve other people if they involve me too, right? So having a conversation with him yesterday involves me. But near the end, he got weird. And he was fixated on my vape. And he said something about it. And I made sure I said to him, and I was very clear, I said, if anything goes missing, I said, if my vape goes missing or anything goes missing, I said, you do realize the police will be sent straight to you, right? And he laughed and he was like, no, nothing like that would ever happen. And I was like, yeah, good. Just making sure we're very clear that I don't judge people. I was like, I'm happy to chat with you, happy to hang out. I had a nice time because I'm going fucking bonkers by myself. Let's face it, okay? I don't care who I talk to. I just want to talk to someone. And as I'm going to continue to say, people on drugs are still people. They're still people, right? And because I've been around people on ice for so long, they don't really faze me, I ask all the questions in the sense of I'm actually trained as an AOD worker. So when I find out who's taking what, I always do the very subtle, are you safe? Are you this? Are you that? Monitoring, blah, blah, blah. And I go through the questions, not like a worker, because no one wants to be preached at. I, of all people, fucking know that, yeah? But once I'd established all of that, we just talked. And it was nice. But it wasn't until after I came inside and he'd left that my brain sort of went, oh, fuck, Liv. You've just told this person how expensive your vape is. You've showed him what it looks like. You've showed him all the stuff. He knows I'm prescribed, which is fine because he couldn't believe that. He was just like, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. So, yeah. And then obviously I spent the next, 45 minutes to an hour thinking, what were you thinking, woman? You must stop telling everyone everything. But I didn't tell them everything because he kept saying, you can tell that you're by yourself, you can tell you're spending your time alone, you can tell. And I was like, how can you tell? And he was like, oh, you know, I don't want you to overthink stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, you can't say something to someone like that and not tell them what it is. But again, probably just the fact that I am an oversharer. I pay for my websites. I pay for the premium website and fucking make videos every day. So I think we can all agree I'm an oversharer. I don't consider it oversharing. I consider it storytelling. So I'm good with that. And yeah, he was very fascinated about Sebastian. And I said to him, I was like, look, Sebastian's so fucking big. I was like, he's perfectly safe to take out. But, like, common sense prevails. Sebastian is fucking huge, guys. He's thicker than my goddamn arm now. Like, this part of my arm, Sebastian is bigger than, yeah? And he was quite fascinated. And I was like, well, the next nice day, I was like, if I see your car, because I double checked, I was like, who belongs to what? And he told me. I was like, so if that car's there, you're here. And he goes, yep. Because I didn't really want to exchange phone numbers. I've already given the other one my number, which I don't think he saved, so that's cool. Not that it really matters, because they just knock on my door. But I said to him, oh, next time it's a nice day and I can bring Sebastian out, I'll come knock on the door so you can sort of be there. He's like, what do I need to do? And I was like, you don't need to do anything. I just need a second person around, yeah? And, you know, I thought maybe that would happen with Melanie, but I realised yesterday it's just not going to be economical for either of us, because it's well over an hour on public transport for her each way. And she was lovely, but I said to her, look, I just need to get a professional cleaner in for 1 hour a week to do the floors. Everything else I can manage. But I don't know what, my house is one of those houses where it can look really fucking messy, and as soon as the floors are done, nothing else, just the floors, it's like a brand new home. And I really hate being in a messy house or feeling cluttered or feeling just not right, because it fucks with the rest of me. And I got enough issues. So yeah, and she was very understanding. And I told her, look, I'd still really like to get to know you, be friends. We've got a lot in common. Just, you know, let me know. And I'd lent her some books. And I was like, you know, just take your time with the books. I'll come grab them when you're done. No rush. They've been on my bookshelf for years. And she was like, yeah, she's definitely going through a place. And she's like, might not be for a while, but, you know, I'll contact you if and when I'm ready. And I'm like, yep, that's cool. I'm feeling, oh, licky. Shh, can hear it in the background. I'm going to have to make sure that everything's updated. I don't have a timer on my phone right now, but as we know from my last therapy session, I fucked up somehow and it was very echoey and I didn't like it at all. And I'm guessing anyone that watched it probably didn't either. Andrew and I are of the same opinion that I probably have my phone too close to the computer. So I'm hoping I can do it better this time. And he also mentioned something I've been thinking about, which is, considering I make these videos every damn day, and I plan to make them every day until I die, because it's the one thing that makes me, there's a lot of answers to that sentence actually, it's just something I need to do for me. So yeah, anyway, I'm thinking I might need to go and invest in some professional stuff like microphones or cameras. I've actually got an actual proper handheld camcorder in one of my cupboards, and I thought about it last night and I was like, I need to bring that down and see if I can use that or what that's about. It's very old, but I guess I'll know more when I look at it. But my hand hurts because, as always, I do this not thinking I'll talk for 15 minutes, and I have 14:45. And I really probably should go and get dressed because I am starting to feel more awake now. So I guess that maybe after my therapy session I might get some stuff done. I don't know. But I'm feeling good. tired but good, and that's the main thing. So I'm going to upload this now, and I'll upload therapy later. Talk soon.